Well, I anticipate just seeing the games. I never try to guess or foretell or anything like that. I just love the game and let her play out in front.
Dodgers played as well as anyone down the stretch last season, and that was without Andre Ethier. What do you think of this team going in? D. Gordon in the leadoff spot, and he made quite an impact on the bases in the short time he was with the team last season.
Right. Well, they won 25 of the last 35 games, and because of that, they finished on an optimistic note. It will really depend on pitching. They have enough offense, I think. The defense is pretty good. They have speed, but there are question marks. We're not quite sure how Capuano will pitch, how Harang, who pitched well here, we're not sure how he's going to pitch. Billingsley had won 16 games one year, but since then he's been pretty much break even. So it's hard. The bullpen appears strong, and they certainly used it opening day, and it did show as each pitcher came in to pitch an inning. There's a lot of talent. However, realistically, the Giants have improved. They've gotten two of their most valuable players back in Buster Posey and Freddie Sanchez. They added a very good outfielder in Melky Cabrera. And of course, Arizona had a phenomenal year. Whether they can come back and do that remains to be seen. But it's going to take a bunch of wins. And the Western Division is tough.
When you look at the Dodgers, if you were to ask the average Dodger fan what's the biggest difference they've made to this team, I think a lot of people might say the ownership, Magic Johnson. What kind of spark has he brought? I know it's very, very early. We don't know what his role is going to be with the team, but what kind of spark has he brought in the first few days at
I really don't know. I mean, I have no idea how the players react to that. I always tell people when they ask about new ownership, and I said, well, most of us on a ship are down at the bottom shoveling coal. And what's going on is up on top, on the captain's deck, change of command. And it normally doesn't affect you if you're a coal tender digging coal. And I don't really think a change of ownership will have much of an effect on the players. That's probably contrary to the picture they like to present. But I just don't think it'll have much of an impact at all. They still have to go out and play, and they still have to win.
How about to the fans, though? It seems though fans seem to send a message last year.
Yeah, that's another story. If indeed there's a change of command, the fans then perhaps will come back. I know there was some anti-sentiment about the ball club last year. We'll just have to wait and see, because sitting up here, I'm just worrying about doing the game.
When Magic's group was approved, I heard that he put in a phone call to you, is that correct?
Yes, he was very nice. I first got a call from Frank McCourt announcing the fact that the deal was made. Then I got a call from Stan Kasten, who will be the president. And then finally Magic called, and we had a very nice conversation. I don't know him. I don't really know Stan Kasten. We've nodded, hi, but so it'll be interesting, but I'm looking forward to a new relationship, yeah.
What are you most looking forward to this season? I know last time when we talked last year, I asked you, how do you get up every single day? You have that same enthusiasm for baseball and to tell a story. What is it for this season for you?
Well, it's the same. I've always loved the game. I've tried to play it. I played at high school and college, played a little semi-pro. I know how hard it is to play. I think that's really it. And I marvel at how easy major leaguers make it look. So that's really what gets me going. Every day I sit there thinking, how in the world do they do that and make it look so easy?
I want to tell you this, speaking of how do you do it, make it look so easy, we heard your audio yesterday during the game of Edinson Volquez and how he changed his name. And I've got to tell you, I don't know how you do it. I don't know where you find these stories, but you seem to have a gem every single game.
Well,
how do you do it?
What happens is all during the year I'm like gathering my leaves. And if I see a story in a magazine, I'll cut it out. I'll put it in a little file relative to that ball club, and then take it out when we're playing that team. Once in a while, you come up with an interesting story. Once in a while, try your best anyway.
Last thing I'm going to ask you, because it's funny how social media has changed a lot of how people tell stories, how people get their information. I'm going to go ahead and guess you're not on Twitter.
Oh, no.
Because if you did, the world would go, I think Twitter would break down.
No. I have enough trouble just answering my phone. Never mind Twitter and Facebook. No, I'm not on any of those. No.
I don't know how you do it. Mr. Scully, thank you very much, and we
Bless
look
your
forward to
heart.
seeing you next
Nice-
time.
Nice to see you again.
You too.
All right.